I did see, David, that I saw part of an interview where you mentioned casually that you had managed to win $40,000 for 25 words. How does that happen?
Oh, yeah, that's another chapter of my life. For many years, Rob, I was a contest enterer, entering contests, jingle contests. And in those first years when I was working as a children's author and illustrator, there were times when I would win a contest that would pay my rent for the next few months. That's really how I got by. I started entering contests back when I was a kid. First, I was entering coloring contests in elementary school, and I would win prizes, and that really got me going. But I won my first major jingle contest when I was in junior high. There was a contest sponsored by Shasta Soda Pop, and you had to say in 30 words or less why Shasta's 14 flavors of pop are more fun than one. So I sat down, I wrote my entry, I sent it in, and I was one of the national winners. So my prize for that contest as a 14-year-old kid, I won a 7-minute grocery shopping spree. I got to go to our local grocery store in the morning before it opened up, and I had a grocery cart. 7 minutes to get as much food as I could back on that conveyor belt checkout I got to keep for free. So
what adult training you to go straight to the meat section?
Yes,
or what did you put in your cart?
You nailed it, Rob. My mom said, okay, first of all, you're going to the meat department. That's what I did, a whole entire cart full of meat, steaks and roast. And part of the rules of the contest was it had to be unloaded during the 7 minutes as well, too.
Oh, wow. So and anything you didn't get unloaded would stay in the cart.
Exactly. But luckily, the store had those carts which have the little trap door on the end. So I would bring it back to the conveyor belt, lift that door down, and just shovel it all up. And then on to the next run. The second cart was all frozen food, like frozen shrimp and things. And the third cart was all junk food. And that's, when I just, the cookies and all things into the cart. So I got 3 carts full of food unloaded, and then they blew the whistle saying I only had 1 minute left. So I knew I didn't have time to go out with the cart again. So I just ran back and forth grabbing armloads of things. Cartloads of dish soap, 8, 10 things of dish soap. And I went and I grabbed a birthday cake, and because I like birthday cake, and just... And then they blew the whistle and the time was up.
Is there a video of this at all, David?
No, there's not. But there's some photos from the local newspaper, which are fun to see me, this scraggly little 14-year-old kid running through the store. But boy, you can imagine, Rob, after winning that, I was hooked on entering contests. And I was entering them all the time and winning some nice prizes. They don't have as many contests as they used to. There's a great movie, and it actually started as a book, and they made it in a movie that came out a number of years ago called The Prize Winner of Defiance, Ohio. If any of your listeners want a great movie, just a feel-good movie, Woody Harrelson was in it, and I'm trying to think who the woman was. But it was based on a woman in the 50s who kept her large family of kids, solvent by winning jingle contests. That's what she did. She was a housewife and she wrote jingle contests. And in the 50s, they had a lot of contests like that. By the time I was in the 70s and 80s and 90s entering these, there weren't quite as many, but I several times, twice I won $10,000 in contests. And you mentioned the last one for 25 words or less to say how healthy choice foods make me feel like a million. How does healthy choice make you feel like a million? 25 words or less, I won $40,000, and I knew I would never top that. So that was kind of the last contest I entered.
Well, I think before our esteemed audience hears this and starts entering all the contests, before this comes out, I'm going to start entering all the contests. You've convinced me. What are we messing around with books for? 40,000 bucks or 40,000 bucks for 25 words? That's
I figured out how much it was a word at one point, and boy, it's I've never got a contract for $40,000. You can believe me.